Hey everyone. Hey everyone, it's Cerise here from CeriseFairfax.com. Okay, so what I'm doing today, what I'm going to be reading to you guys for the scripture talk will be Mark chapter 7. And like always, I'm going to read it off my screen. Now, if you like, you can join in with me. I will be reading it from Bible Gateway. It's www.biblegateway.com. It's one of my favorite places to read scriptures online because it's pretty detailed and it gives you different versions. It gives you the international version. It also gives you the King James version. So whichever version you prefer, you will find there. All right, so what I wanted to share with you guys today in Mark chapter 7, verse 24, is where Jesus shows a very interesting part of his personality. Now, I haven't read it off Bible Gateway yet. I read it in my Bible, the old version, King James version kind of thing. So I don't really know what it's going to say here. What I'm reading to you guys is just going to be kind of like off the top of my head. I'm just doing my Bible study today off Bible Gateway. Actually, what I've decided to do is do Bible studies every day off Bible Gateway and share it with you guys on Google Hangouts. So whenever you want to, look at the next part I'm doing, part 1, 2, 3, 4, everything, you can join in. All right, so let me just read. First of all, let me get to what I want to share. So it says, Jesus honors a Syrophoenician woman's faith. Now, it's quite possible that I said that word wrong, Syrophoenician. I apologize. And please, if I did, feel free to correct me. So Jesus left that place, and the place, let's just back up a little bit because I have one video before this about Mark going into it, the beginning one, part 1, and in part 1, he was pretty much letting the Pharisees know that they need to back off of him and his disciples. And he was letting the Pharisees know that the disciples have a clean heart. And what defiles you is not what goes into your body from eating with unwashed hands, but truly what defiles you is what your heart is. If your heart is unclean, then that is what makes you an unclean person. So Jesus got a crowd all around him, and he told them all the same thing. And he said, do not allow anyone to tell you that your hands and what goes inside of your mouth can defile you, because it's what's inside of you that will do it. And the Pharisees watched him, and everyone watched him, and they listened, and they thought, who is this man? And the Pharisees were watching him for a while now because they see that he's getting all this power, Jesus is, and he has these disciples who are around him all the time. And the Pharisees are like, you know what? This guy is speaking truth. This guy is gathering a lot of power, and he just might take it away from the old teachings. But at the same time, some of them are finding Jesus kind of suspicious. Now, Jesus, I've read a few parables and I've read the Bible a few times. When it comes to Jesus, I find him to be a very straightforward person. Again, this part that I'm going to share with you, when I read it the first time, I was like, oh, Jesus was rude to this woman, but he humbled himself because she humbled him. Yes, yes, stick with me. Some people out there right now are saying, how could someone humble Jesus? Just listen to, follow me and try to feel where I'm coming from. I'm going to read it. Then Jesus left the vicinity of Tyre and went through Sidon. Oh, no, sorry. Up here. Jesus left that place where he was talking to the Pharisees and went to the vicinity of Tyre. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know it. Yet he could not keep his presence secret. In fact, as soon as she heard about him, a woman whose little daughter was possessed by an impure spirit came and fell at his feet. The woman was a Greek, born in Syrian Phoenicia. She begged Jesus to drive the demon out of her daughter. Now, Okay, Jesus shows up in the city of Tyre. He is just tired, and now his name is becoming more and more well known. So he's tired. He didn't want anyone to know that he is in the city. He just wanted to get and just hide away from the crowds. And this woman, this Greek woman, knew he was there. And she went and she threw herself at his feet. And because there was a demon inside of her daughter. You know, in those days, maybe they thought mental illness, what we would consider mental illness these days, maybe those days they called it a demon in the body. But just like these days, I think love can conquer all, like how it did in those days. And we'll get to that point. Let's hold that, because love, I believe, love and faith is what helped heal this woman's daughter. Now, let's read the rest. So, Jesus says to the woman, when she asks him to cast out the spirit out of her daughter, Jesus says, "First let the children eat all they want," he told her. "For it is not right to take the children's bread and toss it to the dogs." "Lord," she replied, "even the dogs under the table eat the children's..." Sorry about that, it was my phone. "Even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." Then he told her, "For such a reply, you may go. The demon has left your daughter." She went home and found her child laying in the bed and the demon gone. Now, what happened there? What happened exactly? Okay, well, I believe that Jesus was humbled because Jesus was saying that he's busy. He's not about to go cast out any demons out of her because he was not considering her one of the chosen ones. She was Greek. So he was like, "Sorry, you're not one of the children. Let me feed the children first. Let me speak to the children first. Let me heal the children first. Let me cast the demons out in the children first, the chosen ones. And then, when they had their fill, when there is no more left for him to do that, then he'll go to her," pretty much is what he said. And she said, "You know what? Go ahead and feed the children." Because the dogs, in other words, she pretty much considered herself a dog. She will be one of those dogs eating the crumbs of the children. So she pretty much said, "Go and do what you got to do. Even if there's only crumbs, I'll take that." That was having the faith of a mustard seed. She was so faithful that he had something so powerful and so special that she was willing to humble herself and call herself a dog and say, "Whatever you got left, I'll take." And that's what love is. Love, you humble yourself in the name of your children. And she was doing it for her child. And Jesus just looked at her and said, "Woman, your child is healed." In other words, you have the strength. You are blessed. You go home. In other words, go love your child. And the woman went home with joy in her heart. And you know what? I believe that with that faith that she had, that renewed faith, even just knowing that what she said pleased Jesus is what will help her to heal her child. You know, that's what helps. It's love and understanding and belief that there is a way to heal the mind, the body, and the soul. Thank you very much for joining me, Cerise Fairfax. I am going to be having scripture discussions very often, so it will be an honor for you guys to continue to join in all the time. Take care of yourself, and God bless. I'm looking for the switch off key here. There we go. Take care. Bye-bye.